Today I come to you all as a dead man walking. I may live for many more days or die during this very broadcast. This was done to me by the United States government. We have chosen to call ourselves targeted individuals, but I call us veterans. We are veterans of the psychic war, every single one of us. One that has raged for decades. This war is not fought with rifles and bombs. It is fought with technologies that the public is ignorant of. We are veterans of the psychic wars. If you are watching me now, then you too are in this battle. You may not know it. You may just be opening your eyes to all of this. But if you are one of us, then your eyes were forcibly opened by the most evil entities that this earth has ever known. These people do not care about you, your lives, your families, your dogs. They don't care about anything that you love. They don't care about the Constitution of the United States. They do not care about who lives and who dies. They only care about winning this war. And believe you me, this is a war. Don't ever forget that. Now, this war, like I said, isn't fought with guns, knives, bombs. It's fought with these technologies. RF technology. I was first brought into this world just thinking I was being gang stalked. That's the big hot word, the big word that everybody likes to use. It's a buzzword. It means nothing. The truth is that I was targeted. Why I was targeted, I have no idea. I was told a reason, but this reason made no sense. Supposedly an ex is doing this to me. An ex who lives in a trailer has somehow gained power, the likes of which I didn't even know was possible or could even imagine was possible. These people are using radio frequency technologies as well as electromagnetic technologies in ways that, like I said before, no one knows. Well, very few people know exist. But I guarantee you that if you've been in this game like I have for a while, you do know it exists. You know very well. Every day we are tortured with these weapons. Weapons known as the Satan weapon or Medusa. This is a voice-to-skull weapon. This weapon is used as a chatterbox. It's constantly talking to you when no one else can hear it but you. They can focus directly on you. No one else will be the wiser. You will sit right next to everybody in the room, and in your head, they are talking to you. Sounds crazy, right? Of course it does. That's exactly what it's supposed to do. Now, don't take my word for it. You can always look this up. And don't look up Wikipedia, because Wikipedia is going to immediately say, oh, targeted individual, it's delirium. Yeah, I know. It's exactly what they want you to think. Exactly what the CIA, the NSA, has wanted people to think since the Patriot Act was signed. Ever since then, they've had the right to do with basically anything they want to anyone they want. All they have to do is suspect them of terrorism. That could be you. That could be someone from not even from this country. That could be just about anybody. In fact, it is. They have attacked all shapes and sizes. They have attacked all economic incomes. They have attacked all intelligences. They do not care. At first, it was for scientific purposes. Now, they use it for practice. They use it for vendettas. They use it on whistleblowers. You may have heard of the Boeing whistleblowers that suddenly kill themselves. They start hearing voices. Those voices don't stop. So let me tell you, whenever that Medusa system, or the Satan system, as they like to call it, starts talking to you, it doesn't stop. It will continue forever. There is no medication on earth that will stop it. You can go to any psychiatrist you want. They will put you on all types of medications. It will continue. It will never stop until you are dead. Whether that be of natural causes, which is very rare, or whether it's done by them, making it look like it's natural causes. Like for me, for instance, they are attacking my heart digestive system. They have been doing this for a very long time. This happens To every targeted individual, they will all tell you the same story. One day they heard their name. It was said in their own voice. And they're like, the same way I was. What is that? What am I hearing? You see, I've never heard voices in my entire life. I've hallucinated. I've taken LSD in my life. And I've paid for that hallucination with money. But I knew it was a hallucination. But this was something different. I was thinking to myself, and suddenly I hear, Daniel, can you hear me? Almost like someone was testing a radio system. Voice-to-skull technology has been used for decades. It was used in the first Iraq War to get the Iraqi Republican Guard to lay down their weapons to American soldiers because Allah told them in the voice of God. That's why they call it the voice of God weapon, but it should be called the voice of Satan weapon, because the evil that this weapon causes and wreaks havoc upon the entire population of the world is like no other evil you have ever experienced. They do not care. They will attack your children. They will attack your old mother and father, grandparents. They don't care. They will attack you. And you could be completely innocent, or you could have lived a horrible life. It doesn't matter. They choose at random. Now, for some of you who are veterans in the psychic war, I will not say targeted individuals, because that's a joke for them. We are veterans in this war. But for those of you who are veterans, and have been in this for a while, and you've been dealing with this for a while, I know you want to do something. There are many of you who have. Some who are in prison right now, some who have taken themselves out. But those people did wrong. You can never fight this war with guns, bombs, or any weapons of normal war. You cannot use violence to beat these people. That's what they want. As soon as you are violent, then they win. They will control the narrative because they control the media. When I say they, you're probably wondering who I'm talking about. Well, I'm talking about the CIA, the NSA. I'm talking about every branch of the military. I'm talking about certain law enforcement groups like the FBI. These people all have this technology. All of it different levels, for sure, but every single one of them have forms of this technology. Whether it be the Medusa system, the Tammy chatbot, whether it be the Satan system itself or the Christ system, they like using mythological and religious terms for their stuff. It's a joke for them. I recommend anyone out there to read the book by Robert Duncan, Project Soul Catcher. It will catch you up on everything that I'm talking about. Now, if you are in this, like I was saying, you should never ever use weapons of war to do this. You cannot shoot people and solve your problems. That's not possible. What they want is for you to do that. As soon as you do that, they control the narrative, they control the media. The media will immediately say, hey, look, he has a long, or he or she has a long history of incidences that seem mental health. It's always mental health stuff. But the truth is, they caused all of these incidences to happen, didn't they? You know about it, because when it first hits you, you think you're crazy. We all did. Every single one of us thought we were crazy. That's the point of it. The point of the voice of God weapon is to cause people to think that they are insane or schizophrenic, to go try to get help. As soon as you get help, you're in the records. They show this person tried to get help. Perhaps maybe they will cause a scenario where you lose it and you run outside. You start talking to people. Man, I'm hearing voices. As soon as you do that, people will go, oh, this man's crazy. This guy right here needs help. You'll try to get that help and nothing will happen. It will stay the same. No medication will help you. So what can you do? Well, one thing is you don't play into their hands. They will tell you to do things. Maybe one day you hear God talking to you. Well, let me tell you right now, as a Christian myself, I can tell you this. God cannot talk to humans. So if God is talking to you, you have two options. One, maybe you are schizophrenic. However, back in the day, schizophrenia was not that type of talk. It was chatter, just random words said here and there, some negative phrases towards you. But it was not whole sentences, not directives. That came later with the voice of God technology, and that's the second choice. You are being hit. You are officially a veteran in the psychic war. So what do? The best thing to do is to do exactly what I'm doing right now. You get the word out. Knowledge is power, and the truth will set you free. That is the truth. Truth is the only thing that we have that we can use to fight, besides our religious beliefs. You believe in God? I do. If you do not, that's fine. But I recommend you find a higher power somewhere, because let me tell you, they are the higher power if you don't have one. And you don't want them to be your higher power. Now, the enemy controls the media, as I said, which means they control the narrative. They have the ability to control people's thoughts and actions. They control your thoughts, they control your actions. Remember that this weaponry has been basically refined for decades. Since the 60s, they have been working on this. And now, with the advent of artificial intelligence, things have gotten real, really quickly. Ever since 2001 till now, there has been an explosion of targeted individuals, basically veterans in this psychic war, who have come out screaming at the rooftops, please help me, there's people attacking me. And no one will believe them. Why is this? Well, there's a couple of reasons. One, like I said, they control the narrative. Two, the other reason is people like to be ignorant. They don't want to get involved. This is something that is, it's been seen throughout history. Somebody gets having a heart attack on the side of the road, and people just stand there. They don't know what to do. They're waiting for someone to take control. They don't want to get involved. It basically disrupts their life. Who wants to disrupt their life? Who wants to take a chance at actually being the next veteran in this psychic war? I'll tell you this, no one does. Because this is definitely a horrible torture, the likes of which no one has ever seen before, besides us. Now, our enemy has sleeper agents. They have sleeper cells. They have different operatives pretty much everywhere. Now, how do they have this? Well, money, blackmail. They've been doing this for a long time. Any CIA operative or any CIA agent will tell you this. It take about 12 good men to take down an entire country. An entire country. It happens all the time. Our government has been doing that. The NSA as well. They control all information in this country. Every single nanobyte of it, every single bit of information is controlled and read and understood by the NSA. You have no secrets. Let me tell you right now, if you think you have privacy, you are wrong. There is no privacy in this country anymore. There is no running from this enemy. So perhaps maybe you're a coward and you want to run. Hey, trust me, been there, tried it myself. And almost every targeted individual does try this. They try to run. Maybe if they get away, they'll get away from their gang stalkers. You can't. The grid is in place. It's fully set up. It has been set up for years now. The testing they're doing now is just to make sure. But when it goes into full operation, there will not be a such thing as a targeted individual or a veteran in the psychic war. We will all be targeted individuals. We will all be veterans in this psychic war. I highly recommend that you read up on this in every way you can. Don't just trust Wikipedia for all your information. Go out there, find out for yourself. This war is being fought every single day. Imagine your loved one, someone you care about, someone you've known your entire life. They're very, very even-minded, very, very in control of their emotions. Suddenly, one day out of the blue, radically, they start telling you that they're hearing voices, just suddenly. Nothing caused this. There was no mainstream thing that happened. There was no accident, no big head injury or anything like that. It just suddenly happened. One day, this person that you care about and you know very well just suddenly is just acting completely out of character. Now, that person, all they need in this world is help. But the one thing that most of us veterans in the psychic war know is that we can't get it because the narrative has been set. People who have this happen are considered insane. Psychologists at very high ranking or high up, psychiatrists and psychologists who are actually on the CIA, NSA payroll have set things in place. In certain, for instance, in the psychological handbook that tells you, I forgot what it's called, the DMS or whatever, this book that tells you every single psychiatric problem that could happen to you, it has had things slipped in. Certain things that were never there before. For instance, before, schizophrenia was a thing that affected people between the ages of 15 and 25. Very, very rarely did it ever affect anyone after the age of 25. Did the onset happen after 25? Now, it happens all the time. Bipolar disorder. This disorder can be mimicked, created by these weapons I've told you about. But bipolar disorder now, back in the day, it was ups and downs. But now, bipolar disorder means you hear voices. Now, bipolar disorder means you have delirium. There's delirious actions. You will start acting completely insane. That is not what bipolar disorder used to be. These things have been changed on purpose to set the narrative. The narrative has to be set. Now, who are these people? CIA, I've already talked about, NSA, of course, FBI, all these different ones. But they also have operatives who are pretty much everywhere. They have police, EMTs, doctors, firemen, military, a grocery store manager. They have many, many people who are on their payroll and who are willing to work for them, either through blackmail or through payment. Now, this even happens in the criminal world. They have many, many criminal informants who are on their side as well. Now, the people who are involved in this they're absolutely treasonous in every way. The reason for this is because they don't care about the Constitution of the United States, they do not care about freedom, they do not care about people's well-being, they do not care about what our government is supposed to stand for, what our country is supposed to stand for. Our country is supposed to stand for freedom. Our country is supposed to stand for prosperity and the right to do and live as you please, as long as it doesn't hurt others. That is our government. That is our country. That's what it's supposed to be. That is what the Constitution of the United States is basically meant for. It's meant to protect us in every way. But these people don't care about that stuff. And they're able to get around it by using these weapons. They're able to get around it by using this stuff that everyone that you know probably has no idea exists. They don't understand that radio waves can affect you in very serious ways. They can destroy your entire life. They can destroy your health. People now at an alarming rate are hearing tinnitus in their ears. This is a bad sign, because that tinnitus is the first step. That is the first thing you hear when you become a targeted individual. You start hearing that tinnitus. It comes out of nowhere. Suddenly you hear it constantly. It will raise the pitch. The pitch will raise, it will lower, but it will get your attention. At an alarming rate, people are suffering from depression, anxiety. People are suffering from schizophrenia at an alarming rate. Alzheimer's disease is shooting through the roof. The youngest Alzheimer's patient now is 19 years old. 19 years old. That is not supposed to be possible. However, with these weapons, very much is possible. How are they doing this? Are they actually psychic? Are they using magic or supernatural forces? No. They're simply using this technology, a technology they've been working on since the 40s, and a technology that has been in place since the 60s. Our pop culture has been changed. Our entire culture has been changed. People who have been assassinated have been done. They have been killed by these people who hear voices. Now, am I saying that schizophrenia doesn't exist? No, I'm not. Schizophrenia does exist. It has existed since the dawn of time. But the schizophrenia that we are seeing, where people are totally normal one day, and then the next day, full symptoms of something that has never been recorded before, full conversations playing in their head constantly, music playing in their head, tinnitus playing in their head constantly, 24/7, overnight. This doesn't happen. Schizophrenia, it does not work that way. And anyone who tells you it does is either lying or they don't know what they're talking about. People, when it comes down to things that we need to do, step one, we need to get the word out. Every one of us, veterans of this psychic war, need to start a channel. If they can't start a channel, they need to spread the word verbally. How do they do that? You find information on it. Project Soul Catcher, spread it. Find information on this. Every single thing that you know. Find the patents. There are patents online you can find for all of this technology. It is patented. It used to be on the United States Army website, the CIA website. They used to openly talk about it because people weren't looking. Now people are looking. They took it off. Voice of God weaponry is out there. You can find videos of it. You can see it in action. The fact that they can use Wi-Fi to pretty much see through walls now. It's not science fiction. It's 100% real. It is happening. That's old technology. Camouflage. Say invisibility. They can do that now. Now, you've probably seen the video of the guy with the cloak that looks like he's kind of invisible. Almost looks like the Predator. Well, they have technologies that are even more powerful than that now. They can get fully invisible. They can do a lot of stuff that you don't know about. According to Dr. Robert Duncan, military technology is about 60 years in advance of any technology that we have out here. Any civilian technology. So when you see Elon Musk talking about Neuralink, he's physically putting a microchip in somebody's head. They don't use microchips anymore. They don't need to. They can literally go into your mind without microchips, without surgery. They don't need that. RF technology, that works just fine. They can read your thoughts. They've been able to do this for a long time. They can get in there. What they do is it's not your actual thoughts. It's what's called reading subvocal speech. When you think to yourself, when you narrate to yourself, an AI can see your mind. It can literally take, say, an MRI image of your mind, and it can decipher what you're saying. This is proven. You can look it up. It was on the news. You probably didn't hear about it because it was only covered very, very shortly. Like I said, the media is controlled. The narrative is controlled. Anytime they want us to know about this stuff, they say it's going to be for some medical thing. It's going to be, oh, we're going to let deaf people hear, blind people see, paralyzed people will walk. The truth is, they will take that technology and they will militarize it instantly. And we will be stuck with those same old hearing aids we always get, or a cochlear implant, or you'll just be blind walking around clicking with your mouth to make noise like a bat trying to use sonar, which, by the way, is a form of RF technology. This stuff is used in nature. You know, this is not something that is completely out of the realm of possibility. Not only is it possible, it is. You really need to think of this. If you're, this right here, this part of this goes out to people who know what I'm talking about. To all veterans in this psychic war who have been dealing with this for a while, I want to say this. Never get violent. Never hurt yourself. I want you to understand that that is what they want more than anything else. Their narrative right now is that there is a mass rash of gun slayings going on everywhere. Mass shootings. There is assassination attempts, all done with guns. Their reasoning for this? Well, what they want is to, of course, illegalize guns, gun ownership, personal gun ownership. Of course, the people in power will still be able to own guns. They will have security forces that will have weapons. But the more you guys lash out, the more veterans in this psychic war actually use violence to solve their problems, the harder it's going to be for the rest of us. You need to be a hero in this, but not in the way you think. The best way to do this, the best way to fight this battle is truth, learning, knowledge. That's it. You spread the word. Just like it's Christianity or any other religion you might believe in. You spread the word. Spread the good word. Have you heard the good news? Well, now we need to tell people the bad news. The good news may be Christianity or whatever religious thing that you may believe in. But the bad news, there are people out there who are using technologies the likes of which we have never seen to torture American citizens. And it is happening all around them. Those people you see on the streets that you feel sorry for, you might want to think a little bit more. You might want to think, oh man, that person might be getting attacked right now in front of me. They may be getting tortured right now in front of me. Us veterans in the psychic war, we know this. We need to get together on this. And I know it's hard to trust after you've been tortured for so long. It is very difficult to trust anybody. But I can tell you this. If someone like me is talking to you in these terms, talking to you in this manner, you can trust me. I'm getting hit. I probably won't be here for very much longer. They tell me that all the time, and I can feel it. I could be wrong. But we'll see. For those of you who don't know, throughout this entire video, they have been talking to me. That chatterbox, look it up. Don't rely on the narrative. Find your own narrative. Look this up. Understand that people are lying to you. You know that to be the truth. You've always known the government has been lying to you. Throughout history, they have done it. Whether they were testing medical experiments in Tuskegee, or whether they were using medical experiments on people with Down syndrome, on children, they have been doing this for many, many decades. In fact, throughout the history of our country, they have done this. This is not new. The government lies. It's lying right now. They have this technology. God be with you all. This has been Psychic Wars.